All right, good morning, everyone. 9 o'clock or a minute after? Yes, they did. Let's stand, please, and we'll have a prayer and a pledge of allegiance.
Dear Lord, pray that, Lord, that you'll guide us today as we make decisions for the county, Lord, and I pray that you'll protect each and every one of our employees and our first responders, keep us all safe. Pray that we can find a cure for this virus, Lord, and heal our land. And just pray for your wisdom today as we do the county business. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, welcome to Commissioners Court, our second meeting of the month of June. Today is the 22nd, to be specific, 2020, just after 9 a.m. Item number one is our public comment time. Anyone have general public comments at this time? And as a reminder, anyone can speak toward any agenda item. Just come up to the mic is where I will recognize you. Item number two, consider and possibly approve minutes from our last meeting 2 weeks ago, June 8th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve that set of minutes is made by Commissioner Parker. Second. And a second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number three, report from commissioners regarding road work status. I'll start down at the table. Commissioner Fitch, Precinct 2.
Okay, we went out, we put in 3 culverts. We also did some couple of different pretty large base failures out at Hope's Landing, and we continue mowing, and we're starting over in the Blodgett Monticello community. The cleanup on County Road 1240 from the tornado is complete. We hauled off several trees and the root balls and the stumps, and we had to re-clean all the ditches and got that cleaned up real nice over there. And we did a few other miscellaneous base failures and, of course, patched some potholes here and there. That's it.
Commissioner Parker?
We've got trying to get equipment moved to get started. We've got to widen the road a little bit down about 2 or 3/10 of a mile down from Chapel Hill School, from the high school parking lot. Since they've moved their bus barn, it's got to where the buses are meeting down there, and they're having to get off the edge of the road, and it's messing up the road and the ditches too. So
is that project complete at Chapel Hill, that major reroute of the road and bus barn and all that? Have they not started that road work yet?
They've got everything's complete.
It's all done. The project that they got material from TxDOT, they finished with that?
Yes, sir. They finished with it. And we put in 4 culverts and had to clean up trees again last week after that little storm come through out there around us. And then been side cutting and finished up our mowing last week also, first of the week last week. So our first round of mowing. So we're just waiting on the weather break right now to got a couple of roads that we need to really work over. So we're going to try to get that started as soon as we get equipment moved and everything.
Commissioner Applewhite?
Yeah, we've got had the road disced up and put oil in it from 70 down to 3365 to Argo over there by the store. We got all that tilled up and the oil on it the last 2 weeks, and we've been side cutting. Just and then do a little patching whenever we get a chance we can.
Okay. Commissioner Riddle?
Yeah. Mostly preparing for seal coat, most of the roads. And of course, that includes changing some culverts and upgrading them, and includes working all the soft spots before you get it prepped to seal coat. We're a couple of weeks we'll be ready, and I'm sure some more guys will too. So that's been about it, the normal patching and fighting that.
All right. Item number 4, consider and possibly improve endorsing and submitting an insurance claim check to a volunteer firefighter whose vehicle was damaged in an accident. And Chief's here to fill in the blanks, but as I understand it, we had a legitimate claim to damage to one of your volunteer firefighter's personal vehicle while he is en route, and the only issue here is the insurance claim check is made out to both. Is it the department and Titus County, or is it to him and Titus County?
The check's actually made out to the person in Titus County.
Okay, so it's made out to both of us. All we need to do is put a signature on there. This money won't even pass through our coffers. We'll just give it right to him.
Correct.
Okay.
In the past, if it was a check going back to a department or a person, we've just come up and asked permission to get the check signed off on. This one's kind of different because it's going to a firefighter that totaled his personal vehicle. His own insurance covered the replacement of the vehicle, but they didn't cover the $500 deductible. The policy we have with the county on all the fire departments kicked in and paid his $500 deductible back to him.
Okay, so you've got a $500 check.
Yes, sir.
That's right. All right, any questions for Chief? Okay, need a motion, and if we pass this, I'll sign it for you.
Make a motion, we approve.
Motion is made to approve that co-signature by Commissioner Parker.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Fitch. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. There you go. Thank you very much. See if that works. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Item number 5, consider and possibly approve renewal of our contract that utilizes Auctioneer Express to buy and sell surplus equipment. Well, sell surplus equipment and buy, I guess, also surplus equipment. But Auctioneer Express here, our local company that we utilize from time to time to help us get things sold. And I've got a copy of their document here, Auctioneer Express contract, and I know that Dale's flexible with us, and we use him when we need him. I don't think there's any financial obligation as a result of this. His fees are stated clearly up front, and we're asking to renew this for another couple of years.
Make a motion, renew it.
Motion is made for approval on the renewal of Auctioneer Express by Commissioner Fitch.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Set that aside. Item 6, consider and possibly approve a payment of a bill from Newman Electronics in the amount of $21,897 for video surveillance equipment that we approved here in court back in 2018, and that work was recently completed, in which a portion of this amount will be paid from the courthouse security fund. Okay, here's what's going on here, and here's why it's on the agenda. It's been previously approved, but that turned out to be a job that probably Dennis wishes he hadn't taken, because it was a very detailed, complicated job that required a lot of coordination with the city, and he has been at the mercy of the city for quite some time, as you can see by the fact that it's nearly 2 years later and he's just now able to finish this job. But we needed power supplies outside on poles that didn't belong to the county, and these proved to be more challenging as far as getting the physical wire run and installed, and so he waited and waited on them. and it has just been a very challenging, complex job. It's now completed, and man, it works well. If you get a chance and want to see the views that we get and the quality of video that we're getting from these cameras that have been installed around the county that he wrapped up last week, he gave me a brief tour of that, and that can be seen by multiple people here within the county, from Paul to the sheriff to even others at the police station. It gives us a great view. It gives us upgraded quality in the video itself, and it gives us expanded room on that recorder. So here's what's happened. We've been making decisions on our spending out of our security fund without keeping in mind that this $22,000 obligation was still floating around out there. And so with recent items that we have approved, such as some glass for Jones' office, some glass across the street at the district clerk's office, we have spent that down to the point where there's about $10,000 left. Is that about right, Barbara? So how short are we on being able to pay that $21,897 out of security fund? $10,142 shy. And we've made commitments here on the court to pay all of these items out of that security fund. So we need to do two things with your approval. One would be to pay this bill, knowing that there's only enough in this fund to pay roughly half of this. The other half, 10-1, is going to have to be paid with our contingency fund. But I think that we need to do this. We need to reimburse the general fund for that $10,140 as we collect it in the months ahead. In other words, we need to quit dipping into the security fund for a while till we get it built back up and can get back in the black. But I don't want this to remain an expense that's not within the security fund any longer than we have to. I doubt if we'll get it paid back by the end of the budget year, but we may make a dent in it. Of course, with not much court going on right now, as in virtually none, our collections for things like this, including the security fund collections, are down. So it will probably take us into next year's budget year before we can recoup this. But again, let's leave the security fund alone till we get this paid back. So that's what I'm asking for, a twofold motion here. Pay the bill, pay it out of security fund plus contingency from the general fund, and then commit to not spending any more money out of the security fund till we get this debt paid back to the general fund. Does that make sense?
Make that motion.
Motion's made by Commissioner Fitch to do all those things.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. Anybody have any question about this? All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Let's move on to approving oral and written reports. I think you've been given those.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, was that Commissioner Applewhite?
Second.
and a second. Commissioner Parker, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, I'll hold this for your signature for a moment. We'll move right into the treasurer's report that's also been provided for you.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve treasurer's report, Commissioner Applewhite.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Barbara, budget amendments, please. Okay, we'll sign that and approve that at the next meeting. Again, that's the one related to the going over in the security fund. All right, I'm going to pass these down for your signatures. All right, item number 10, sign pay orders and approve payment of the bills.
Make a motion, we pay our bill.
Motion to do so is Commissioner Parker.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, closing comments. Let's see here. I'm going to start off with one on a more somber note. I have here a letter of resignation from Steve Austin that was brought to me on Thursday morning. Titus County Judge Lee and Precinct Commissioners Riddle, Fitch, Applewhite, and Parker, let me begin by saying thank you for your support of the Titus County Historical Commission and the Titus County Veteran Service Office over the past 10 years. It has been my honor and my privilege to assist the community and our veterans in these capacities. I have found that each of you cares deeply about the county and its citizens, and I have nothing but gratitude and appreciation for our relationship over the years. Out of respect for each of you and for the citizens of Titus County, I hereby tender my resignation as Titus County Historical Commission Chair and as Titus County Veteran Service Officer. I hold no ill will toward the county, court, or any individual member. I wish you all the best in serving the citizenry to the best of your abilities. The functions of leadership in government on one hand versus the duty of office on the other bring me to this decision, and I respectfully seek your approval in reference to this letter of resignation. This decision I make of my own free will and without duress. If approved, this letter will become effective immediately. Steve Austin's a dear friend of mine, and he has helped me immensely in a number of areas over the last 10 years. I want to say how much I love and respect Steve Austin and the work that he has done for us. He will continue to remain active in one way or another, assisting veterans, as he has made it clear to me. So I would encourage all of you to give a shout to Steve and tell him thank you. Item number 2, good news. This is an annual jail inspection report that I received in the mail. However, I was able to meet with the jail inspector, Mr. Jason Jewett, back on June 10th, as I get to do every year. And this is just an official notification that I get a copy of, but I want you all to know that we have had not a bad report since I have been in office, and our jail and its staff and their standards and their way of doing things continues to be a shining spot in this community. We always exceed expectations and minimum standards, and of course we had a major changeover last year. Was Captain Garcia's first inspection. This is his second inspection, And these guys do a great job. You know, out of sight, out of mind, none of us think much about this jail over there, but it is a complex organization, and they do an outstanding job keeping the county out of trouble. That's an expensive operation, and the potential is there 24/7 for the least smallest mistake can turn into a huge lawsuit against the county, and we continue to be able to avoid that. So that doesn't just happen, and we get a variety of jail inspectors. It's not that they have the same one over and over and they've just gotten chummy with him. This was a new one that I had not met. Last year was a different one. So congratulations to the jail staff for another job well done. COVID-19 update. The good news is, despite the fact that we sit at 740 cumulative cases, we have well over half of those have recovered, and we are now seeing daily new cases added in the single digits. The weekends are a bit strange in that typically weekend activity will pour in this evening or Tuesday morning, but yesterday we added 1 new case. I think on Saturday we added 7, which is the most we'd had in a week or so. But we are seeing smaller numbers, and as smaller numbers come through in the way of new cases, that means there's fewer and fewer people out there that are carrying this virus. We've had an abundance of testing here at Pilgrim, 2 drive-through test days here at the Civic Center, and we have all of our clinics are now capable of handling tests for anyone that needs one. And the fact that we're generating these single digits on a daily basis, to me, is evidence that this thing has peaked and is on the downhill, and we're going to hope that those numbers continue. And this is going on in spite of the fact that we're having, you know, a lot of communities around us in Texas, I'm talking about, not just our neighboring counties, and which, by the way, are staying relatively low as well. But the larger communities are seeing some, unfortunately, large spikes in these numbers, and the governor's going to talk again today at 2 o'clock. It will be interesting to see what he has to say and what he's going to do, because some of the metrics that he's been looking at have to do with what's the load on our hospitals, daily increases, and the fact that we keep setting records in these larger metroplexes, indicating a continued problem. So we hope that the governor can figure out what needs to be done in these areas, and I'm just hoping that Titus County has got our worst behind us. There's no guarantees there, and I'm certainly not encouraging that anybody let up and that the fight is over. I encourage you to continue the same safe practices that we've been preaching about for 2 months. I still think masking is a good thing when you go into businesses where there are a crowd of people. I can still say social distance, stay home as needed. Just be careful, and let's keep this number continually going down and snuff this out in Titus County. We're not going to see any weeks where we have absolutely 0 cases. I believe this is going to trickle along until they have a widely available shot for this or some kind of a vaccine that can take care of this. So in the meantime, our objective is to keep the load down on our hospital. We certainly accomplished that. Keep the number of new cases trickling down or staying flat, flattening the curve, you've heard. And I believe that we are seeing that, and I believe that we're going to get through this. So that's all I have to tell you today. We continue our daily conference call, which we will have at 10 o'clock. There will be one more. I don't know that it'll be the final one, but we have been offered and we have accepted a walk-up test event that will be at the Civic Center this Sunday and Monday, the 28th and the 29th. No pre-registration is necessary. Just show up. I think they're going to hold this in the Walnut Room there in the north end of the Civic Center. And anyone that wants to come and get a test, whether you're just curious, whether you want to get a second test after you've tested positive, or whether you've got symptoms or think you might have been, whatever the reason is, you can get a test. I think they're prepared for a large number of people. Hopefully, we won't have a large number of people show up. But anyway, we'll start promoting that today, next Sunday, Monday, 28th and 29th. That's all I have.
I've rented a steel wheel roller. It's $3,750 a month. We're all wanting a steel wheel roller, and that we use that when we seal coat, and it's like on a monthly basis. I told him 3 months, but we can turn it back if we need to. But we need to share it but I'll pay it all if I have to, because we need it. And right now Jimmy needs it. Dana needs it. I don't know about John, but anyway, we all could, and we've got it today, but hopefully I rented it from Bain, and they'll deliver one today, they said. They tried to. So that means that Jimmy don't have to wait anymore, or Dana. So I just thought that there's enough use for it, because we use that again when we seal coat to roll it down level, pack the rocks, I guess.
You use it before the seal coat and after.
Yeah, and it's just, I didn't realize we used it as much before as we did. We're always waiting on it. Somebody is.
Okay. Good. Commissioner Applewhite?
Everything's going smoothly.
Commissioner Parker?
I'd just like to say that I appreciate Steve's, what he's done for the county and all, and also congratulations Sheriff's Department on that jail deal there. And I want to say I appreciate them. They've come out and helped us numerous occasions, and with our patching and picking up trash, stuff like that, which has helped out tremendously, and I just want to tell them I appreciate that.
Commissioner Fitch?
I'm good.
Good. All right. I have nothing else today. I will entertain a motion to adjourn, and we will come in under 30 minutes.
Make a motion.
Motion to adjourn, Commissioner Applewhite.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Thanks, everyone.